everyone, and happy Friday. Welcome to the very first episode of a new series that I'm hoping to continue to do on my channel for probably for a very long time. That is learning Korean with me. Obviously there's tons of study with me videos, but it's not the same because a lot of times the ones that I'll find, the person is very much advanced. At the time it makes me feel motivated to watch their studying videos, but at the same time it also makes me think, wow, I'm so slow. I wanted to do something that more people who are just starting to learn a language or who maybe learn a language a little bit more slowly, that way you can have a type of video or videos that you can go look for and they will be here. Basically my idea for this series is excuse me basically just the viewers will be able to follow along with me in my journey of learning Korean. I will hopefully share some tips that I think could be useful to others, whether it be studying or learning Korean or just a language in general. I also wanted to include some challenges, learning a whole K-pop song, just things like that. Basically this whole series is going to be the overall experience of someone learning a language. The reasons why I want to learn Korean is that I at one point did live in Korea for 4 years and I never really learned much of the culture or the language. I kind of want to make up for it. I also do follow K-pop and I think it would be fun to not always have to have subtitles. Where I'm at with how much I know of Korean, but I do know how to read Hangeul. My pronunciation is awful. I know, it's awful. I struggle with batsim and also compound consonants. I'm wanting to do a little bit of a refresher. I know a little bit of vocab. I know a few grammar points, not much though. My goal for this first month in June, and I want to understand the idea of sentence structure. That is one of the things that I did learn a long time ago, but it's something I still get really confused with. So subject, object, verb, I believe is how it goes. My major goal for this month is to get to lesson 3 in How to Study Korean, which is an free online learning site thing to how to learn Korean, and it's extremely helpful. I highly recommend it. Basically this first month is a huge refresher and getting myself comfortable again with the language.
Consonant. To draw it, start at the top.
So I did kind of skip past relearning the alphabet, Hangeul, my pronunciation. I just felt like it was kind of a waste of time because everything that I was saying I already knew and I just felt like I was kind of wasting my time. So I skipped a little bit ahead in that video and I did learn something new. Where is my notes? Oh, they're right here. They're just under my keyboard. I have finally learned how to I actually learned the proper names for the letters and you cannot see anything. There we go. This makes sense to me. It may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. I'm so happy that I actually properly know how to say it because I never learned it. Another thing that I was also trying to study a lot on the first day, the idea of linking words together or like pronunciation rules. It's hard to remember that if you're not studying Korean. This won't make sense, but I'm trying to like explain what I mean. So looking at just this, you would immediately think you're supposed to pronounce it as gochi. Instead, it's supposed to sound like gochi. I don't know if any of that just made sense, but there's like tons of different linking sounds and how you're supposed to remember all this stuff. And then I went on How to Talk to Me in Korean because I feel like they explain things in a way that I can understand a little bit more than other sources. And I feel very reassured because they constantly said over and over again, it is something that you need to know, but it comes with practice. You don't have to memorize it all right then and there. Like you don't. Like as long as you keep it in mind and you keep practicing, it will eventually come out. Not too much is going on quite yet, but I'm also trying not to pressure myself, but at the same time, I really want to study more Korean. It's just trying to balance doing a lot of things at once, and it's kind of difficult. The last thing that I kind of studied on, Minnie, would you quit licking my foot? the lesson was about sentence order, learning some subparticles and object particles, which I already remembered. I remember those. Meow. There's not much room up here for you. I learned the use of ida, which I again kind of remembered. I learned I, gu, and zo. Gu and zo both mean that, but they're both used in different contexts. So gu is used from a previous sentence or context, regardless if you can see whatever you're talking about or not. Whereas jo is when talking about something we can see but not touch since it's too far. So I kind of forget which one is which. This is the thing I struggle with learning Korean, is learning something from a lesson and wanting to study further on the subject, but I don't know how. Okay, so I haven't studied, I want to say maybe 6 days. I'm not quite sure. Is it better? Focus on me. Come on, camera. There you go. I've just been so busy and I don't know how to balance my time. 이 책은 재밌다. This book is interesting. 이 사람은 내 친구야. This person is my friend. 그 여자 누구야? Who is that girl? I keep forgetting the spacing. 그거 먹을까? 피자. Oh, I don't like that sentence. It's too hard for me. 저 강아지 보여? It clicked. I wonder if it'll be able to figure out what I'm saying, but if I just try to pronounce it real quick. 이 책은 재밌다?
이 책은 재미있다.
이 책은 재밌다. 이 사람은 내 친구야.
This is my friend.
저 강아지 보여?
I see a puppy on the dog on the side.
That sounds like we're eating a dog. 저 강아지 보여?
That dog is pretty.
I didn't say 이뻐요. 이뻐요. 저 강아지 보여?
What's that dog?
저 강아지 보여.
저 강아지 보여.
저 강아지 보여. It does kind of sound like I'm saying it 보여. I think now I'm going to try to create some sentences with the vocab that I have for this unit. 그 여자는 한국? That woman lives in Korea. 여기 저 여자는 한국에 산다? Okay, so I used the wrong that. But I got the correct order for the sentence structure, which is what I'm working on at the moment. Oh, object. I didn't put the object particle. Oopsie. Because I'm just writing down, then checking what I got wrong. And then if I see something that would be useful for me to write down, then I will take a note of it. 도시예요? 어느 도시에 가게예요? You're like killing my leg. 아니. 의자. 저. Oh, I got it right. It is currently the 26th. I probably will not study more than today for the rest of this month. Did I get everything accomplished that I said I wanted to get accomplished? No. I think the only thing I did get done among my goals was the refresher, sentence structure, and get to lesson 3 and how to study Korean. But the only thing I really did accomplish was the refresher, which is still something. I will go over my goals again in the next vlog. They may be very different, and hopefully in the next one I will be able to manage my time a little bit better. Yeah, I think that the struggle with this month was just studying again, because I've not studied Korean in a very long time, so I'm not used to the amount of time it takes and also the amount of effort and discipline. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you next Friday. Bye-bye!